Okay, I will try to explain what is the time value of money compounding future value, and we will try to derive a formula for calculating the future value. At the end, I will also show you how to use a calculator. Let me start with giving an example. Let's say that you have $100 with you, and you want to put this money in a bank, and the bank giving you, say, 10% interest. So the $100 you have and the interest the bank giving is 10%, and this is a timeline here. And this is year zero, that's right now, and 1 year later. Okay, so you start with $100 here. So bank giving you 10% interest for the $100 you put in the bank, so it'll be 10% on the $100. You should earn interest for that year of $10. So let's say that you want to take out at the end of the 1 year, the bank should be giving back the $100 plus the $10 interest that you earn. So the bank should give you back $110. Okay, so that would mean that if the interest is 10%, this $100 it will be the same as in year one of $110. There's no difference. Okay, so that will also say that $100 now, it is not the same as $100 in 1 year's time, simply because $100 right now, it is the same as $110 if interest given here is 10%. So money at different time has got different value. $100 now should be the same as $110 in 1 year's time. $1 today is different from $1 tomorrow. Okay, so that's what we say time value of money. So let's extend this one here to 2 years. So say $100 you have right now, you're going to put in a bank. And this time we're going to put in for 2 years. And they still give you 10% per year. So $100 to begin with for the first year, that will earn you the $10 like before. And since you are not going to take it out, at the end of 1 year, you would have $110 in the bank. And you are not taking it out for the second year, you should earn another 10%. So it will be 10% on the 110. That should give you $11 of interest. So at the end of 2 years, the bank should give you back 110 plus 11, that will be $121. So now the $100, it will be the same as year one of 110. It will also be the same as in 2 years time, 121. So all this will have the same value if the interest given it is a 10%. So we can now introduce what is the future value. So $100 right now will have a year one value of 110, will have a year one that is a future value of 110. And we'll have a future value of 121 in year two. So that will explain the future value here. And the process of getting to the 110 and the 121, we actually call them compounding. So what is the compounding here? So let's get into the compounding right now. You have noticed that in the first year, the interest is $10, which is 10% on the $100. And the second year, you notice that it is $11. That means to say that it is $1 more. This $1 more actually is the interest that you earn in the first year, now is also earning the 10%. 10% on $10, that's where you have the $1 interest here. So interest now is earning interest. So this process, we call it the compounding. So you compound, that give you actually the future value. So we can extend this process to n years if you want to. So this is 0, so that is 1, this is 2, and until n years. Then we can come up with a formula. Okay, Okay, to come up with formula, let's start with the 1 year. So the first year you have $100 and then plus a $10 interest. That's where you have 110. And let's look at this figure here, $10. This $10 here actually is the $100 multiplied by the 10%. So this is the $10 interest here, which $100 multiplied by the 10%. You have to change it to the decimal when you do the calculation. Okay, so let's put in this one here, replacing this one. So you have 100, the interest for the first year, $100 on the 10%. That's where you have, at the end of year 1, you have the $110. Simple mathematics, we can now actually take out the 100. So if you were to take out the 100, or we factor it, so the first one should be a 1, and then the second one, it is the interest of 10%. You have the 110 again. So extend it to 2 years. You have the 110 here at the end of 1 year, which you don't take out. And then you add the $11, that's why you have the 121. So let's put it down. So this is the 110 and then plus the 11. So you get here 121. So let's replace this one here. This is the 110 plus a 10%. 110 at the end of 1 year, and then multiply by 0.1, you have $11. Put it back again. This is 110, and this is also 110, multiplied by 0.1, 121. So again, we can factor out this one here, 110. So this is a 110, the first one is a 1, and then you plus the 0.1, that's where you have, at the end of 2 years, you have the 121 here. So you can see we go by step. So let's go back to the 1 year. So we can now replace this one here. This is a 110, which means to say that it is a first year 100 starting plus the interest. So we're going to replace the 110 here with this 100 and 1 plus 0.1. So this is the 100, 1 plus 0.1, and then you have another 1 plus 0.1 here. That gives you at the end of 2 years. So notice that we go through step by step in order to derive a pattern, and then we can come up with a formula. So you notice that at the end of 1 year, it is actually 110, which is 100, 1 plus the rate for 1 year. And then if you come to the 2 years, you notice that you can also factor up this one here, or you can double up this one here. It should be to the power of 2. 100, 1 plus 0.1 to the power of 2. So notice that for 2 years, it will be just the 100 you start off with, 1 plus a rate to the power of 2. If it's 1 year, it will be 100 you start off with, 1 plus a rate to the power of 1. So with this logic here, we can now go for 10 years, n years, etc. So let's say that we want to go to n years, n number of years. So the future value, I use a FB here, to the n years, should be the figure you start off with, say that is 100, and the rate here is 10%, it should be to the power of n. So to come up with a formula, we're going to generalize everything. So future value in year n should be 100 here. We're going to replace it with the starting, we call it the principal. So let's put it a P as a principal. And then this rate here, we're going to use a symbol of R as the interest rate per year, and then to the power of n. So this is a general formula for calculating the future value in year n. So let's say that we want to calculate what is a future value. If you start with $100, 10%, 10 years later, what do you get? Okay, so the future value in 10 years, starting with $100, and the rate is 10%, so it should be to the power of 10. And if you press a calculator, you should have this figure here. So notice that this is more than double. We would normally think that if you give me a $10 interest, after 10 years, I should have a $100 interest plus my initial 100. I should have around 200. Now you notice that it is close to $260. So I'm now going to go through with you, that is the calculator. How do you use a calculator here? So the first one, let's go through this one here. You just have to press 100, and best is to use a bracket multiply by 1 plus 0.1, and then to the power of 1 you should have 110. So you can just press 100 here, 100, and then multiply, and good habit is to open bracket, 1 plus 0.1, or you can just press 1.1 if you want to. Close the bracket, and to the power 1 you can just leave it there. That's why you have 110, the answer. For the 2 years, you should press 100 multiplied by open bracket 1 plus 0.1 to the power of 2, and you get the answer of 121. So 2 years, 100 multiplied by, good habit, open bracket, 1 plus 0.1, and then to the power of 2. Then you have the answer of 121. So last one to show it is to keep the money for 10 years. So 100, 1 plus 0.1, then you should press to the power of 10, you will have 259.37. 100 multiply 1 plus 0.1, or just 0.1 will do, and then to the power 10, then you have this answer, 259.37 rounded. So hope that you have understood what is the time value of money. There is money, the same money today, $1 or $100. It is not the same as the $100 you get in year 1 or in year 2, etc. You know what is a compounding? That is interest is earning interest. Once you compound, you usually get the future value. Formula I have generalized for you, and last we have also gone through the calculator. So hope this is helpful.